We first met when we were in high school. It was actually after a sorority meeting. He was good looking. He was a football player. I remember a story about a friend of ours pointing me out to him in the high school cafeteria. And the story goes that, this fellow said, "What do you think?" And he said, "She's okay." But I was okay enough for him to pursue me. And he eventually did ask me to go out.
She cares about you, and you know it. It's very evident that it's not just words, but that she means it. It's what makes her up as a person. She is very kind, very considerate, and very lucky that she is who she is for me and for the rest of the family.
We dated through high school. Of course, he was in college. We were very young with a lot of responsibility. Not many of our friends were married for probably the first at least 4 or 5 years that we were married and having kids.
It was something that I think we look back on now and say, how do we do it? We're half grown up, trying to act like grown-ups with a family, with a business, and we somehow made it all work. She was the reason in my mind that we could make it work.
We've seen our grandchildren all be born and growing up. We're reaping the benefits now of having been married so young.
My wife, who likes to watch TV, had the show on, Say Yes to the Dress. She loved the show, she would watch it for hours, and it made me think that she never got a wedding dress when we were first married. So at 50 years, what could be a better time to take advantage of that, have her get a dress, have us throw a big party for our friends and family, and just took off from there.
I thought he'd lost his mind, quite frankly. He really surprised me, and when he gets an idea, he will not let it go. He's like a dog with a bone.
There are certain people that have influenced my life for the better, and certainly she has done more for me than anyone else. Just a special person.
I never would have believed that 50 years later, we'd be celebrating an anniversary and doing a vow renewal. We were babies. It was an adjustment, but here we are, and we're really, really excited to share this with our children and grandchildren and our good friends.
One of the things about being married young and having your children young, you get to know your sons so much better sometimes than other parents do, because you do so many things together.
Sometimes when you're younger and you see your mom and dad, you reflect back and have a lot of positive thoughts about what great parents they were. Maybe you don't realize it as you're growing up, but to be able to see that again with your children is really special.
Mom and Dad have always been loving and caring of each other and respectful of each other. I think Mom and Dad were always great role models as parents, and I try and do all the things that they did with Jimmy and I.
I think a lot of times other people will tell me more than I see in myself, but there's no question that a lot of my mannerisms are similar to my father, my laugh. He's been such a mentor to me. I would consider him to be a great role model, someone to aspire to.
My mom is the best. I hung out with her in the kitchen a lot growing up, and she taught me how to cook. She played tennis. She drove me to all my sporting events. Always supportive, always there when I needed her. Just the best. To do anything for 50 years is really amazing, and I'm
very proud of them. It's in a lot of ways helped shape the way I see relationships and my marriage, and had a lot to do with making me who I am today.
I think that having Mimi and Pop Pop as role models has helped us in our own marriage. Being that Jimmy is a lot like his parents, hopefully we'll be married for 50 years, and our children will see that and see all the work that we've done and time that we've put in, and appreciate what relationships and marriage is really all about.
I remember their just kindness in all situations. For instance, we used to play a game in their basement. One of us got scared, I think it was my brother, and he smashed the light switch with a baseball bat. They had nothing to say other than kind words and like, oh, it's all right. Those kind of qualities were things that I remember with them from when I was a kid, and they're also things that continue to stay with them today.
To me, marriage means really being able to compromise and communicate, and I think that's something that Mimi and Pop Pop definitely do very well. I love hanging out with Mimi and Pop Pop just because they're such passionate people, and I really want to bring that further into my life.
I like my Mimi and Pop Pop because they both care for their family and they look out for people. About Mimi and Pop Pop, I like when they laugh because they like have like the funniest laughs. She like.
I'm constantly calling mom and dad for advice. Marriage is it's not easy. I mean, I've been married for almost 25 years, so I'm constantly amazed. I'm like, oh my God, you know, how did you guys do it? How did you work through these issues that you have? Teenage boys, my God.
I see a little bit of both of them in me. I feel like with our manners and how we present ourselves to other people, a lot of that comes from my dad's side and also like my grandparents. The earliest memory probably was being when I went down to Florida at the Florida house. We went out on their boat. We saw Tiger Woods' house, and then like right there, the par 3, huge satellite. And then next thing you know, you look down and like there's just manatees everywhere.
Pop Pop and Mimi have like a ton of heart, and they truly care about their grandkids. Phenomenal chefs too. Crab cakes are their ultimate dish for sure.
I remember going down to their beach house. We spent tons of time there. Even their old house in Malvern, when they had the pool in the backyard, we would go swimming, have all you could drink juice boxes, ice cream. We would go out to play croquet in their backyard, have croquet games, and some of the best times growing up with them.
It's really nice to be like really engaged with them, and it's nice to have them always around and like active and doing stuff for us.
It's like really nice just to sit down and talk with them, just hear stories about like their past life, and you know, just kind of getting in touch with them and like hearing about their, you know, their memories, their like visits, their travels.
One thing that makes me smile when I think of my grandparents is probably one dinner we had. They invited us over just to catch up on everything, and went one by one around the table and just asked us like, what's new in your life? You got a girlfriend? You know, it was a great time. It was really, really memorable for me.
They're like the best grandparents ever because they're always there for me at my like basketball games, and I see them in the stands, and it makes me feel happy that they're there, and it makes me play better.
Well, when I think about Madison Concrete, my dad was such an incredible mentor. He was such a good business person and made so many good business decisions. And one of the things was hiring good people and being able to not feel like he had to do it all himself. I think that sometimes sets apart people that work hard and people that work hard and become very successful.
The fact that he's started with 2 wheelbarrows on Madison Street to building high rises in Center City is unbelievable. Now my grandfather's fortunate enough where he doesn't have to be so hands-on on the business because he has his sons that really are taking over the company and doing a lot of the work now.
Seeing it come down from Papa to Jimmy to my dad, it's really awesome to see like a value of such a great work ethic, and it's really awesome to see that their hard work has paid off and being so renowned in the city with all the buildings that they have built.
I tell my friends all the time that my dad built Lincoln Financial Stadium, he built like the Comcast building. They really made a mark in their life. Their names are basically engraved in this earth.
Anytime I'm on a school field trip that just happens to be going by those buildings, I'm like, oh, hey guys, my family, we built those. And they're like, whoa, no way.
Going through like my grandfather's office, my dad's office, my uncle's office, seeing all the pictures of all the buildings and like all of our family together, it's really inspirational.
Barbara and I play a lot of golf, and so do our sons. 3 males in the family don't have the number of trophies that my wife has, and Barbara has them because she's just got this skill. She's a natural.
I actually started to play kind of because Jim played and the boys played, and I was getting left out.
She always wins everything. She has a lot of trophies, and she's definitely the best putter in the family.
Even after having her surgery a couple weeks ago, she got out and played a little bit, which is awesome to hear.
Dad definitely needs to build a trophy room for Mom. There's no doubt.
In honor of your 50th wedding anniversary, I'd like to share with you a poem entitled 50 Years of Love. There's something about the two of you that brought friends and family here. Perhaps it's the love that everyone feels in your presence whenever you're near. Or it's the spark in your eyes, or the stories you both love to share, or maybe the looks you exchange that express how deeply you care. So may you continue to brighten this world, and to get as much as you give. Enjoy the fruits of the seeds you have sown every day for as long as you both shall live.
A lot has happened between now and back when those 2 kids met in high school and fell in love. As you live life, it's not that often that you do reflect on what has gone by. Of course, now that we've planned this party, you do a lot of reflecting, looking back. And I realize when I do look at that I'm just very, very blessed. How do you get that lucky? How does one person get that lucky?
On Barbara's 40th birthday, we had a party. And I said how lucky I am. And I think that's the way I feel as a lucky guy.
Hi, Mom and Dad. I love you so much. I just want to give you best wishes on the big day coming up. And I'm so lucky to be your son. I love you so much.
Mom and Dad, congratulations on a great 50 years. And I hope you're around for another 50 to enjoy it with me and my family. I love you guys.